starting with our chapter number 1 in class 11th, Fine Arts, and this is called Prehistoric Rock Paintings. So, the distant past, when there was no paper or language or the written word, and hence no books or written documents, is called prehistory, or as we often say, prehistoric times. How people lived in those times was difficult to summarize until scholars began to discover the places where prehistoric people lived. Excavation at these places brought to light old tools, pottery, habitats, bones of ancient human beings and animals, and drawing on cave walls. By piecing together the information deduced from these objects and the cave drawings, scholars have constructed fairly accurate knowledge about what happened and how people lived in prehistoric times. When the basic needs of food, water, clothing, shelter were fulfilled, people felt the need to express themselves. Paintings and drawings were the oldest art forms practiced by human beings to express themselves using the cave walls as their canvas. Why did prehistoric people draw these pictures? They may have drawn and painted to make their shelters more colorful and beautiful or to keep a visual record of their day to day life, like some of us who maintain a diary. The prehistoric period is the early development of human beings, is commonly known as the Old Stone Age or the Paleolithic Age. Prehistoric paintings have been found in many parts of the world. We do not really know if lower Paleolithic people ever produced any art objects, but by the upper Paleolithic times, we see a proliferation of artistic activities. Around the world, the walls of many caves of this time are full of finely carved and painted pictures of animals which the cave dwellers hunted. The subjects of their drawings were human figures, human activities, geometric designs, and animal symbols. In India, the earliest paintings have been reported from Upper Paleolithic times. It is interesting to know that the first discovery of rock paintings was made in India in 1867 to 68 by an archaeologist, Archibald Carlyle, 12 years before the discovery of Altamira in Spain. Cogburn, Anderson, Mitra, and Ghosh were the early archaeologists who discovered a large number of sites in the Indian subcontinent. Remnants of rock paintings have been found on the walls of the caves situated several districts of Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Bihar. Some paintings have been reported from Kumaon Hills in Uttarakhand also. The rock shelter on the banks of Suyal at Lakhundiyar, about 20 kilometers on the Almora Barechina road, bear the prehistoric paintings. Please forgive me for my pronunciation as I may not know how this is actually supposed to be pronounced. So, coming back, Lakhundiyar literally means 1 lakh caves. The painting here can be divided into 3 categories: man, animal, and geometric patterns in white, black, and red ochre. Humans are represented in stick like forms: a long snouted animal, a fox, and a multiple legged lizard are the main animal motifs. Wavy lines, rectangle filled geometric designs, and groups of dots can also be seen here. One of the interesting scenes depicted here is of hand linked dancing human figures. There is some superimposition of paintings. The earliest are in black, over these are red ochre paintings, and the last group comprise white paintings. From Kashmir, 2 slabs with engravings have been reported. The granite rocks of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh provided suitable canvases to Neolithic man for his paintings. There are several such sites, but more famous among them are Kubgallu, Piklihal, and Tekalkota. Three types of paintings have been reported from here: paintings in white, paintings in red, ochre over a white background, and paintings in red ochre. Here you can see these paintings. First one is the handling dancing figures, the Lakhundiyar in Uttarakhand. You can see the painting, the figurines in red ochre over a white background. Similarly, we have another painting which showcases wavy lines, and maybe this could be like an auction. Moving forward, these paintings belong to the late historical, early historical, and Neolithic periods. The subjects depicted are bulls, elephants, sambars, gazelles, sheep, goats, horses, stylized humans, trident translates to trishul, but rarely vegetal motifs. But the richest paintings are reported from Vindhya ranges of Madhya Pradesh and their Kaimaurian extension into Uttar Pradesh. These hill ranges are full of Paleolithic and Mesolithic remains, and they are also full of forests, wild plants, fruits, streams, and creeks. There's a perfect place for Stone Age people to live. Among these, the largest, most spectacular rock shelter is located in the Vindhya Hills at Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. Bhimbetka is located 45 kilometers south of Bhopal in an area of 10 square kilometer having about 800 rock shelters, 500 of which bear paintings. You can see here the cave entrance of Bhimbetka at Madhya Pradesh. Moving ahead, the caves of Bhimbetka were discovered in 1957 to 58 by eminent archaeologist V.S. Vankankar, and later on many more were discovered. I'm so sorry for the background noise, but we can't do anything about it. Yeah. So Vankankar spent several years in surveying these inaccessible hills and jungles to study these paintings. The theme of paintings found here are of great variety, ranging from mundane events of daily life in those times to sacred and royal images. These include hunting, dancing, music, horse, elephant riders, animal fighting, honey collection, decoration of bodies, and other household scenes. The rock art of Bhimbetka has been classified into various groups on the basis of style, technique, and superimposition. The drawing and paintings can be categorized into several historical periods. Period 1, Upper Paleolithic, Period 2, Mesolithic, and Period 3, Chalcolithic. After Period 3, there are 4 successive periods, but we will confine ourselves here only to the first 3 phases. Now this picture is asking you a question, like if you can find out what the artist is trying to depict in this painting. We can notice an elephant here, a group of hunters probably hunting the elephant, and this may depict a second instance where a man is controlling an elephant and by its tusk. Next topic is Upper Paleolithic period. The paintings of Upper Paleolithic phase are linear representations in green and dark red of huge animal figures such as bisons, elephants, tigers, rhinos, boars, besides stick-like human figures. A few are wash paintings, but mostly they are filled with geometric patterns. The green paintings are of dancers and red ones of hunters. So probably the red is showcasing people in action uh, or rage or something that has to deal with survival. and victory, while green represents culture. It's entirely my own interpretation, so please do your own research. Mesolithic period. The largest number of paintings belong to period 2, that covers the Mesolithic paintings. During this period, the themes are multiple but paintings are smaller in size. Hunting scenes predominate. The hunting scenes depict people hunting in groups, armed with barbed spears, pointed sticks, arrows, and bones. In some paintings, these primitive men are shown with traps and snares, probably to catch animals. The hunters are shown wearing simple clothed ornaments. Sometimes men have been adorned with elaborate headdresses and sometimes painted with masks also. Elephant, bison, tiger, boar, deer, antelope, leopard, panther, rhinoceros, fish, frog, lizard, squirrel, and at times birds are also depicted. The Mesolithic artists loved to paint animals. In some pictures, animals are chasing men, in others, they are being chased and hunted by men. Some of animal paintings, especially in hunting scenes, show a fear of animals, but many others show a feeling of tenderness and love for them. There are also a few engraving representing mainly animals. Now, over here, you can see a horse, probably one of the few images showing only one animal at Bhimbetka. Though animals were painted in a naturalistic style, humans were depicted only in a stylistic manner. Women are painted both nude and clothed. The young and old equally find place in these paintings. Children are painted running, jumping, and playing. Community dances provide a common theme. There are paintings of people gathering fruit or honey from tree and of women grinding and preparing food. Some of pictures of men, women and children seem to depict a sort of family life. In many of the rock shelters, we find handprints, first prints and dots made by fingertips. The artist of Bhimbetka used many colors, including various shades of yellow, white, orange, red ochre, purple, brown, green, and black, but white and red were the favorite colors. The paints were made by grinding various rocks and minerals. They got red from hematite, known as Geru in India. The green came from green variety of stone called chalcedony. White might have been made out of limestone. And rock of minerals was first ground into powder. This may have been mixed with water and also with some thick or sticky substances, just as animal fat or gum or resin from trees. Bushes were made of plant fiber. What is amazing is that these colors have survived thousands of years of adverse weather conditions. It is believed that the colors have remained intact because of the chemical reaction of the oxide present in the surface of the rocks. Now, here's a painting which showcases a man being hunted by a beast at Bhimbetka. Alright, it's not too visible, but here's the beast. Probably a man is running from it. Coming back, the artist here made their paintings on the walls and ceilings of the rock shelters. Some of the paintings are reported from shelters where people lived, but some others were made in places which do not seem to have been living spaces at all. Perhaps these places had some religious importance. Some of the most beautiful paintings are very high up on rock shelters or close to the ceiling of rock shelters. One may wonder why early human beings chose to paint on a rock in such an uncomfortable position. The paintings made at these places were perhaps for people to be able to notice them from a distance. Why has the animal been shown so big and man so small? Probably out of fear, or like animal being dominant, or it also tells that man should hunt an animal only out of subsistence purposes and not overdo it. because we need to keep a balance between man and nature. The paintings, though, from the remote past do not lack pictorial quality. Despite various limitations such as acute working conditions, inadequate tools, materials, etc., there is a charm of simple rendering of scenes of the environment in which the artists lived. The men shown in them appear adventurous and rejoicing in their lives. The animals are shown more youthful and majestic than perhaps they actually were. The primitive artists seem to process an intrinsic passion for storytelling. These pictures depict, in a dramatic way, both men and animals engaged in a struggle for survival. In one of the scenes, a group of people have been showing hunting a bison. In the process, some injured men are depicted lying scattered on ground. In another scene, an animal is shown in agony of death and men are depicted dancing. These kinds of paintings might have given man a sense of power over the animals he would meet in the open. The practice is common among primitive people of today also. They engrave or paint on rocks as part of the rituals they perform at birth, at death, at coming of age, and at the time of marriage. They dance masked during hunting rites to help them kill animals difficult to find or kill. Hunting scene. Hunting scenes predominate in Mesolithic paintings. This is one such scene where a group of people are shown hunting a bison. Some injured men are depicted lying scattered on ground. These paintings show mastery in the skill of drawing these forms. Here you can see a dancing scene. This man is holding a dholak, most probably an instrument, and people are here in groups in a circular formation. In the picture, hand linked figures in dancing mode are shown. In fact, this is a recurrent theme. It also recalls the dancing scene from Lakhundia rock painting found in Uttarakhand. Now, the paintings of individual animals show the mastery of skill of the primitive artist in drawing these forms. Both proportion and tonal effect have been realistically maintained in them. It is interesting to note that at many rock art sites, often a new painting is painted on top of an older painting. At Bhimbetka, some places there are many as 20 layers of paintings, one on top of another. Why did the artist paint in the same place again and again? Maybe this was because the artist did not like his creations and painted another painting on the previous one, or some of the paintings and places were considered sacred or special, or this was because the area may have been used by different generations of people of different times. These prehistoric paintings help us to understand about early human beings, their lifestyle, their food habits, their daily activities, and above all, they help us understand their mind, the way they thought. Prehistoric periods remain are a great witness to evolution of human civilization. Through the numerous rock weapons, tools, ceramic and bones, more than anything else, the rock paintings are the greatest wealth the primitive human beings of this period left behind. According to your observation, how did the people of prehistoric times select themes for their paintings? Every, Mostly everything around nature and their environment and the rituals they performed, the actions they took, the animals around them, the type of trees, the type of cultural practices or recreational activities. Moving ahead, what could have been the reasons for depicting more animal figures than human figures in cave paintings? Probably abundance, um, or possibly the human population was limited. Right, then many visuals of prehistoric cave paintings have been given in this chapter. Among these, which do you like the most and why? Give a critical appreciation of visual. So you can do it about around Lakhundiyar or Bhimbetka. The choice is yours entirely. Other than Bhimbetka, which are the major sites where these prehistoric paintings have been found, prepare a report on different aspect of these paintings with pictures or the line drawings. We talked about the one at Spain. I do not recall the name, but it starts with an A. The paintings at Ajanta and Ellora are, especially Ajanta, they are not from prehistoric times or the old Stone Age. They were much later and they depicted Buddhist style of paintings, um, mostly the Mahayana style. The fifth question asks us, in modern times, how have walls been used as surface to make paintings, graphics, etc.? Uh, like how we use notebook today, they might have used cave walls for such purposes, for rough work, to express their creativity, or to do thinking over it, for using it for sacred purposes, rituals, or for decorations. Could be anything. So these questions are mostly open-minded. We will later on write an essay on each one of them. This is just a generic discussion. Since this is also my first time reading it, I might not be able to answer too many questions all at once. I'm so sorry about the kids. Let's look at the map. Areas with paintings. Okay. Then we have areas with engravings and paintings, both. Areas with engravings, which are probably done on a rock, right? You would have used a tool to engrave a permanent design on something or on a solid surface, right? Or most probably metal. Then state capitals are here. Other important towns, they are more. Okay, fine. Um, then we have the map of the Indus Valley civilization. Okay. Ancient towns, modern towns. Alright. We're done with our first chapter, I suppose. Thank you for watching.